The official return of Sasuke Uchiha as his daughter is wondering where she came from and as dude gets attacked by a random man with a sickle. Because that's just part of Sasuke's lifestyle, getting attacked by dudes with sickles. And it's moments like these where I wish I was an anime-only viewer and I hadn't read the manga, because all the events in this episode would have been 1,000 times more impactful if you did not know what was going on. When Sakura is destroying her own home, you're like, damn, like there's something behind what she's doing, and you might not think it's just about the loan. Even though someone like Sakura, who is a part of Team 7 that saved the world, shouldn't even have to pay loans and should be granted homes for free, you get the point. It's the Naruto world. It's kind of similar to how Goku does chores in the Dragon Ball Super world, or in the Dragon Ball world, despite the fact that he's the Earth and the universe's savior, if you think about it. Now, the Shin Uchiha Art Gaiden, whatever you want to call it, opens up with Sarada Uchiha staring Boruto down like he's an idiot, which he is, right? As his classmates, for instance, are training with their parents. So you got Inojin with Sai, you got Metal Lee and Rock Lee, you've got Shikadai and Shikamaru, right? They're all training, they're all bettering themselves. Whereas Boruto is, you know, painting the great stone faces or whatever, claiming that he's making Naruto more handsome. And it's really sad because you know Boruto's doing this out of his insecurity. You know this is just a cheap attention grab, and he can't put on a facade because he's too young. Right? Like, his facade sucks. Like, I'm sorry, you ain't Obito, Boruto. You ain't on that level yet. This man's low-key thinking he got, like, Naruto Sasuke DNA mixture and he's Kawaki or something. Like, you're not, Boruto. And we actually see Naruto chasing after Boruto a little bit. They have a little bit of a squabble. Boruto sends a kick out his way. Naruto punches him, but it's just a shadow clone, right? And Boruto ultimately ends up getting away. Now, if I have to be honest with you guys, that's also pretty sad. The fact that Boruto got away, even though he was a clone to begin with. I mean, he said, "I'm over here, daddy." He jumped off the Great Faces and he hid in a manhole. Ultimately, Sarada covering for him, telling Naruto that he went the other way. And yes, Shikamaru said, "Oh, but if he were in Sage Mode, he'd be able to track Boruto." I'm like, is this what it's come down to? Like, Naruto gotta do Sage Mode now to capture Boruto? As much as Boruto tries to separate himself from his father, and for obvious reasons, you can see the similarities between how Naruto was when he was his age and Boruto right now, because they're almost clones of each other. Because Naruto didn't just do stupid things and make jokes just to piss people off just for the sake of doing that, right? No. He was doing all these things for attention because he was insecure, he felt like a leftover, he felt like nobody ever paid him any mind, so why don't I be a clown now to get people's attention? So Boruto's doing this out of desperation, not because he's just an ass. Though what this all really served as is not necessarily to show you guys how messed up and rotten Naruto and Boruto's relationship is, because it ain't at a high point clearly. It's really to show you, like, as messed up as that shit is, at least that one exists, right? Whereas Sarada and Sasuke, it ain't ever really happened like that. To where Sarada basically said in this week's episode verbatim, "I can't even remember ever meeting him." And that's a big deal, right? Because that's literally like Sakura, you know, creating this environment to where whenever Sasuke is mentioned, she's like assuming that Sarada has any reference to go to about her father's warmth. When there's nothing there, she doesn't remember Sasuke at all. Now, the majority of this episode was spent on Sarada's interest towards her father being sparked more and more, and there's this empty void inside of her that's growing and expanding. Chocho ain't helping out when she's getting heated at Choji for eating the wrong type of flavor of chips, acting as if everybody around the entire world is worried what type of chips Choji is eating, to where she's trying to, like, break down Choji's mental state and how he's putting on a facade. Like, stop, Chocho. Your problems are very minuscule, especially in the face of someone who's never actually met their father, right? And even by the end of the episode, Chocho was basically insinuating that Choji and Karui aren't her real parents. If you followed and read the manga, you're gonna understand that this is going to be a reoccurring thing with Chocho, how she's just so disappointed in her father, Choji, that she just tries to separate herself from him. Even though it's kind of a joke, I also think there's something in Chocho that's clearly off. Like how she low-key attached some romantic interest to that shadowy figure next to her mom when she was sick, and even Mitsuki called that out, like, these young girls, they need a hero or something, and Chocho was like, stop acting like you're really smart, Mitsuki. In a weird way, I'm guessing she is helping Sarada out, just having someone to speak to when she needs someone. You know, obviously she feels very lonely right now, and I guess she also sparked an interest in Sarada to go out and search for Sasuke on her own. But if I was Sarada, I'd be offended. I would be offended. I'd want to throw hands with Chocho. I'd make her lose that damn weight. If you want to get down to the root of the problem, it is Sakura. Sakura is the problem, yes. And I'm not saying she's the problem because she destroyed her house and now she gotta pay off a loan and she don't got a house no more. I'm saying that because she needs to get over her own insecurities that, yes, her relationship is weird. Your relationship is weird, Sakura. It's always been weird. I don't know if we could even give you the relationship title. She wants to explain to Sarada the reality of the situation, but she just can't because she herself doesn't really understand it. Mom, did Dad ever wear glasses? Oh, I don't know. Mom, is Sasuke gonna ever come back? Yeah, maybe one day, someday maybe. Mom, are you really Sasuke's wife? You know, you can't expect anything to go differently, right? On one hand, you have Sakura who just can't tell the truth, right? She can't explain to Sarada how her relationship with Sasuke always was and how she was a product of something that was never really built up with any forecast. And on the other hand, you can't tell Sarada to calm down who doesn't really know where she comes from when she's there in the library researching about Sasuke and how she's one of the only Uchiha left, or how her curiosity sparks when she sees a portrait and you have a little picture of Sakura covering the part of the picture with Cotton there, and she's wearing the same glasses that Cotton is wearing, right? The very woman that's being covered by her mom. So Sarada's curiosity is naturally peaking and Sakura is exacerbating the problem, right? She is the problem. She's the problem because while she's Sasuke's wife, she never really had a real relationship with Sasuke like that. And she needs to explain that to Sarada. It's not a fun thing to explain, but she needs to tell her the deal. Overall, I'm satisfied with the start to Gaiden. I can't wait for the Sasuke Shin Uchiha action to continue, as well as finding more about this masked cape man, whatever you want to call him. And no, he ain't Shisui Uchiha, because there's going to be theories out there that this guy is Shisui Uchiha. He's not.